Well, that's true. I just saw it deteriorating, and I really wasn't interested in it. But what got me interested in it was when Kathy Hirsch came to the African American Committee of Dade Heritage Trust and asked if the African American Committee would sponsor its historic designation. Kathy Hirsch had heard that Dr. Martin Luther King had given his first draft of the I Have a Dream speech right here at the Hampton House. And she heard that from Mr. Moore, who was president of CORE, that is the Congress for Racial Equality. And so, since CORE met here on a regular basis, the Markowitzes let CORE meet here to plan strategies to integrate Miami. She felt that this building had so much history with all the celebrities who used to come here and stay here, that we should try to get historic designation. And we agreed. But what happened was, while we were trying to get the information, the historical information, to qualify it for local historic designation, we learned that Miami-Dade County was going to tear the building down. The neighbors had complained that the homeless had taken over the building and the drug addicts had taken over the building, and it was a nuisance. And so it became a derelict building. And a tree was growing up in the pool, and it was filthy. There's drug paraphernalia all over the place. So the county was going to tear it down. And we said, but if the county tears it down, then we can't get historic designation, and we would lose a part of Miami's history. So we made a plea to the county. I was on the trust board, the Dade Heritage Trust Board, and Louis Pinellas was also on that board. And I spoke to him, and I asked him to speak to his brother, who was Alex Pinellas, the mayor, to try to do something to stop the demolition of the Hampton House. And he came back and he told me, he said, well, you'll have to get your people together, and you'll have to get a press conference and get a band, get some food, make it a big thing that the people want to save the building. So I said, well, that costs money, and I don't have the money to do that. So he said, well, can you get the people there? So I said, I can get the people there. So he said, well, if you get the people there, I'll pay for the band and the food. But he said it's going to be Cuban food and a Cuban band. So I said, I don't care what kind of food, and I don't care what kind of band. And that's what he had. We had a press conference with the TV, various local stations here. The mayor came, Alex Pinellas came, and Barbara Carey Schuler, who was the county commissioner for District 3 at that time. And other government officials came, and the citizens came to say, save the building. And so that's how we got started. But then we had no money to buy the building or to restore the building. and we heard about the general obligation bond program. So we said that we would apply for that. Well, but when I got the application, I didn't know how to fill it out because it was asking how much money would you need to restore it and what would you do with the money. And I didn't understand that, so I went to Richard Heisenbottle, who's an architect, a historic preservation architect. And he filled it out. He came out here, he went through the whole building, as filthy as it was. He went all over this building. Richard Heisenbottle made the assessment as to how much money it would cost and what it would take to restore the building, and we applied for that, and it was, at that time, it was $4.7 million. And we applied for the general obligation bond program, and then we were accepted, and we were able to get that because we worked, we told people to vote for the general obligation bond program. We were on the radio, we went all over Dade County telling people to support the general obligation bond program, and the community did. But then what happened when it was time after the bidding for who would get the contract, the person who got it, the first company that got it, after they checked it out, they said they couldn't do that for $4.7 million. That wasn't enough money. So they turned the bid down, and then they said we had to get more money. So by that time, Commissioner Edmondson was the commissioner for District 3, and she was able to get $5 million, and it went out for bid again, and the company that got the bid, after they looked into it, said that that wasn't enough money, they couldn't do it for that. So that was the second company that had turned it down. And then there was another company, the Link Construction, who said that they could do some of it, not the complete building, but some of it for $6 million. And we were able to get that, and so what we have now is as a result of that. So I've been working on this project since 2001 to get it to where it is now, and it's still not finished. So that's a part of the struggle.